Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in today. This is Todd Standing minus the beard. Get used to it. It's going to be like that for a while. Just done with expeditions. I haven't done a video in a couple weeks because I got a lot of exciting things coming on right now. It's all about the Discovering Bigfoot process, the Discovering Bigfoot Research Center. The discovery of Bigfoot is coming, and that's what today's video is about. It's about a research center. It's about amazing, incredible other people that are doing incredible work. We're gonna have some really cool older photographs to look at from a colleague of mine who just does amazing work. A man who is legit and certified by myself and Dr. John Bitternagel, an incredible person. So all that's coming up next. Stay tuned, we're gonna have some fun today. I've taken out dozens of wildlife officers, PhDs, and had them live interact with Sasquatch on multiple occasions. Trained in the art of tracking by a Cree Nation's elder and a military sniper, my skill sets include camouflage techniques using the terrain and its features to mask ground movement, counter surveillance, survival, evasion, and escape techniques. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. You can see the beautiful Rocky Mountains behind me. If I switch around and come to the other side over here, you can see the gorgeous Purcell Mountains. I love this place. It's so beautiful here. So today, first we're going to start out with some words. I guess we'll talk about my cooperation, the expansion of it, the importance of it. It's so immensely important that I cooperate and get help from other people. And so people are coming on board with the expeditions. Now the expeditioners too this year, I mean, I've got a 90% of people I take out an expedition are coming back. So probably because my success rate is so high. About 90% of people that come out on expedition with me, or more exactly, I think it's about 87% of people that come out on expedition with me have a live interaction or some kind of success with Sasquatch. And about 35% of people that come out with me are actually eyewitnessing a Sasquatch. So, and all these interactions or eyewitness accountings are substantiated, which is so significant. But now all these expeditioners, and I've taken out now, it's over 20 people. I'm talking from biologists to medical doctors to PhDs to computer programmers to just regular business owners and carpenters and all these people. It's amazing. Everybody has something amazing to offer, and they've all helped out so much. So now they're all going to be a part of this Bigfoot Research, Discovering Bigfoot Research Center. And part of the expeditions that are going out to, ultimately the goal is to have a full-time presence in Radium, my spot where I filmed Sasquatch video 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 were all filmed in Radium, the Radium Research Center, or the Radium Research Area. So, and what's magnificent is I was taking people into the Nordegg Research Center a lot because it was easier because I could walk around with them and it wasn't so harsh. Radium has always been brutally harsh, and that's changed now. I've got ways where we've got electric bikes that can go around, and people, even they don't have great fitness, can come around and help out with the research by taking these electric bikes down trails, logging tree breaks, putting into the logs, like actually documenting the new tracks, the new breaks when they happen, and encounters and all that kind of stuff. So really, really exciting stuff. I'm very excited about that. So, and that's going to be my motif. I'm always going to be talking about that now in every video. It's so exciting to me that we're going to have an actual full-time research center. And what's amazing, if you haven't heard me say it before, is the reason I've chosen this spot is not just the success I've had with these Sasquatch, but the most important thing is these Sasquatch do not move away. They don't back away. If someone's, and what's to say about that is in other places where you go to, when I filmed video 3, when I filmed a lot of my Sasquatch stuff previous, even when I've had interactions in places like Nordegg, Alberta, and other spots in British Columbia and Washington, the Sasquatch move away and take off, which is, it is what it is. That's what they do. They evade, right? In Radium, they don't back away. If you see a Sasquatch, walk towards it. And he stands his ground. They all stand their ground. The troop stands their ground. Or I should say more specifically, the young males and older males that come around stand their ground. So you see a Sasquatch, walk towards him, which is very exciting to me. You know, there's really no limits to what we can have for success when the Sasquatch are just that particular troop, just don't back away. And I guess most importantly, not only that they don't back away, but they're not harming people. They're not aggressive. They're very receptive to us being there and researching. So it's a very exciting thing. So anyways, next we'll get into a message from a new member of my cooperation, and something that really, this question really expands off into a whole new genre that I want to pursue. So that's up next. Thanks. So I've got a new friend from the cooperation that just joined up. He's on Patreon, and he's going to come on expedition with me. A wonderful gentleman I've learned a lot from already. A very experienced hunter who knows Sasquatch exists and had some incredible experiences. But he's from New Jersey, and he's going to participate. He's helping out. He's donating. And my God, get on board. Donate. This is such a big deal, people. Get on Patreon for right now. Soon my website will be back up and running. You can make monthly donations to real, legitimate Sasquatch research. I mean, we're going to start doing some incredible things. It's not just, I want to have live cams that we have at all times. The spot where Survivor Man had filmed the top of the head of a Sasquatch, where I've seen them on multiple occasions, I'm going to have a 24-hour camera out there. That's a goal. I want to have thermal cameras and drones floating around. That's the ultimate major goal down the road. But just even now, this year, we can start moving towards the sustained presence of researchers in the area all through the spring, summer, and fall. So, that's incredible. That's amazing movement forward. So get on board, people, if you really care about this discovery. I mean, myself and my colleagues are bleeding for this. It's so hard. This discovery, I mean, you risk your life with this stuff, and obviously, if you've seen my stuff, my films, and seen what I did with Survivor Man, this is legit. I'm going to start interviewing more of my expeditioners. I start talking about what's happened between us and the success that we've had. And even my expeditioners, when I talk about 90% of them are coming back, 90% of them are my friends. I mean, when you go out and you bleed with somebody, when you suffer, when you go through the everything that comes with an expedition, because they're hard, man. It's been tough. Even Nordic, where it's easy, it's not easy. It's wilderness, it's mountain lions, it's bears, it's oh my, it's tough. So I've become, in most cases, very close friends with them. With these people are my colleagues and friends now, and they're a lot of the reason. I'm so glad I started doing these expeditions, because they're the biggest reason that the Discovering Bigfoot Research Center is precipitating and coming to life, and I'm just so excited about that. And Jeff Meldrum and Dr. John Bitternick that I work with, and Survivor Man, these celebrities that I've done stuff with, that have mentored me and moved me forward. My God, it's such an exciting time. So anyways, what I was talking about anyways is the guy from New Jersey. He's looking for somebody to go. He has an area that he knows Sasquatch are in New Jersey, or in that New Jersey area. And if there's somebody out there that is passionate about this, he'd like to connect with you. So send us an email at bigfootencounter@gmail.com. It's here on the screen right now. And we'll connect you. But it's not just him. If you have Sasquatch in Utah, if you have Sasquatch in Maine, I mean, I'm connected so significantly. I mean, if you're in Washington, it's not rocket science to find somebody, but I'll be super happy to help you. And email me if you need help, if you want to move forward, my God, and use my documentary, use the Survivor Mans as evidence to show people, to substantiate the fact that we've come so far, and all of us have come so far with this research. So if you're in the New Jersey area and you're serious about doing Sasquatch research, I'd like to hook you up with this guy. But if you're in Utah, if you're in Texas, I know people in all these states, Florida, Maine, Wisconsin, North Dakota, send me an email. If you want to really do some work and hook up, and even if you have a group of people already and you want help, I need your help. You need my help. That's what cooperation is all about. So if you want to use my documentary as evidence, if you have some significant things going on and you want to collaborate, come on board. I'd love it. It'd be fantastic. So that's where we're moving with this. Cooperation is so powerful. Things are going slowly for me right now. I have 5-6 people that are helping out. But even if you can't do research and you can't get out in the field, get on the computer and help out. Maybe you should be answering emails. Maybe you can start connecting other people. Maybe you can start facilitating new technologies and putting 24-hour cameras up in certain areas where we're having Sasquatch activity. Like, there's so many levels. So many times I hear people talk about how they're handicapped and they can't do stuff. Well, and they want to. Well, let's get involved. There's no excuses anymore. I need all levels of help. I want to be out in the field. I want to be boots on the ground. And I'm answering emails and I'm talking to people about things. And other people that can't come out here and can't do this stuff, they can still help with this discovery, because in case you can't tell, I'm very passionate about this discovery. It's extremely important to me, and I'm really excited about all these new things coming. It's so much more than I can even talk about right now. So anyhow, let's get on to the next segment, which is the art of Sasquatch, coming up next. So of course there's the science of Sasquatch, and in case you don't know, I'm always talking about the art of it. It's a little more the art of tracking, the art of things that are less scientific and more about passion and feeling and things that are beautiful in art. And that's really important for this discovery. It's something very important to me. And I thought I'd throw a shout out today to what I want people to know is there's so many wonderful, incredible researchers out there. And I'm just going to name out, like, again, I'm not vouching for these people, but I've seen their stuff online. I think that they're doing great work, and I've watched a lot of what they do, and they've inspired me. Like Colorado man, Mark Pera. I mean, there's a gentleman named Kreider who just looks so cool, and I watched some of his videos and stuff, and he has some really good things to say, and just there's so many. Washington, there's so many people. I've been to Washington. It's so exceptional. It's so amazing. And what I'm trying to say is these people, I mean, they're citizen scientists. You know, they're people that, you know, hell with the PhD, hell with the science. They get out there and they get it done. And to be honest, I'm seeing more of these artful, you know, what they're called citizen scientists. To me, they're just people that are that love and know that this discovery is going on, and they're working for it on their own free time. They're devoted to it. They're passionate about it, and I understand why. I get it, and I just wanted to give them a shout out to all. And you know who you are. There's so many people in so many states. I mean, even look at Melanie, who did a video as part of one of my videos a few months ago. You know, that's just doing incredible, wonderful work. And man, these people are so beautiful and passionate, and much gratitude for them for what they're doing. I would like to all the awesome researchers out there that are being devoted to this discovery. I thank you. What do I say? Thank you so much. If you're competing against me, if you think that it's me versus you, good luck with that. Because if you prove the species is real, I win. If anybody in my cooperation or myself proves the species is real, we win. It's all win for me. I win. As long as this discovery moves forward and it's ethical, that's what I'm all about. So gratitude to all the other people. I don't want people to think this is even what I do. Man, it's so not about me. I learn so much from other people, and so thank you to all those guys that are doing stuff. And you know, keep moving forward. Gosh, it's funny how I feel. I'll listen to somebody, I'm not going to say any names, but you know, a particular gentleman gets really upset about people calling him. He's got some really good stuff, and I think his structures and his tree breaks are extremely legitimate and very likely to be real. He gets so mad and upset about it, and I feel a child of that sometimes, because there are moments when, you know, you get upset about guys who are armchair quarterbacks bashing your stuff, and I'm not going to get upset about it. It's just it's part of the cliche, right? If you're going to do anything great, you're going to be mocked and chastised for that. And you know, we know, for those of us that know this species is real, we know what we've had to go through, and it's tough. But anyways, thanks so much for the research that are out there, and because there are so many people that are doing this for the right reasons, really good, honest people, and I just want you guys to know that I admire you. And I'd like to tell you too, again, please get a copy of my documentary, share it with people, tell people what's going on. That's my gift back to you. Take it and, you know, work with it. Get on board, donate to Patreon. I'm not afraid to, gosh, I've spent almost 2 decades of my life doing this, fighting for this discovery. Money spent on it is just, the documentary cost $400,000. I'm not going to get back a quarter of that. But it wasn't about the money. And if it's not about the money, what's it about? It's about you guys using that documentary, telling people, a man took a PhD out and showed him a Sasquatch in 3 days. Look what happened on Survivor Man. A man took Survivor Man out, and on 4 episodes, he live interacted with a Sasquatch on multiple occasions, filmed the top of the head of a Sasquatch. Something's going on here. And don't take my word for it. Come out with me and I will show you a Sasquatch. And that's what I'm doing. That's what this research is about. You know, we are having immense success. And I do have to say we, because I learn from people. John Bitternagel, and not just Jeff Meldrum, but the Colorado guy, and Kreider, and in New Mexico, and a guy in Texas, and you know, so these people are teaching me stuff, and it's even the smallest little thing, it matters. I'm moving forward so quickly. We're all moving forward and progressing so quickly, and it's enormously important. So thank you to other researchers out there, people that are starting up, and people that are making sacrifices like I know we have to make this discovery, sacrificing your time away from your family, sacrificing money, sacrificing, you know, your career. So many things go on, and thank you to all you people that are passionate about it. I want you to know I understand. I'm there with you. I'm passionate. This matters. This discovery is important for mankind, and we need to move forward with it. So, yeah. Next, we'll go into some science of Sasquatch. Going to have some fun with that too. Stay tuned. The science of Sasquatch today is about the Discovering Bigfoot Research Center. Oh my God. I think I just saw a tree break. Just walking along, Rocky Mountains, boom, tree break. Probably we're Sasquatch here. I had no idea. Anyways, I'm kind of out of Sasquatch habitat right now, but my gosh, they're around a lot. The science of Sasquatch today is going to be about what we're doing in the Discovering Bigfoot Research Center. And what we're going to be doing, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, is cataloging new breaks that are happening, cataloging interactions and where they're transpiring, looking at new tracks in an area and approximately how old they are. We have a geological engineer coming out who's going to map the entire area and explain to us, where the elk would go, where the bighorn sheep would go, document all the movement of living beings all through the area, and make it so we have a complete ecological survey going on of the entire area and all the species known and the species unknown to science. So, man, am I excited about that. And having wilderness experts and biologists come in, all these people are going to come and get involved. Medical doctors and plant experts. It just, the list goes on and on. And I'm so excited about the science of it coming in. I'm so excited about the citizen scientists that are coming on board. And these people, these citizen scientists, man, special forces, firefighters, captain firefighters, U.S. retired rangers, like, man, it's it's significant. So the science of this moving forward with the citizen scientists that'll be all participating in this, it's very, very exciting. So, and if you have anything you want to add or any new ideas you can think of, I'd love to hear about it. Again, bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Send us that email there. Or specifically to northbigfoot@gmail.com if you have other suggestions about, new technology, new things coming out. Lots of the technology and lots of the science that people think exists really doesn't work very well. Like those people talk about ingesting those pills that are tracking things. As an example, you take a little tracking device, put it in an apple. I know the Sasquatch are taking the apples. If by some chance they would ingest it, we could follow them and track them, and then even find the scat samples. And that's just not a reality. I've been using those darn things, and once it's in the body of any animal that ingests it or any being that ingests it, you can't track anymore unless you're within like 150 yards of the subject. So that's not realistic. And then in the scat itself, it's still covered up. The signal is way too weak. And finding the Sasquatch are so easy to evade and so far away at times that it's just not a viable thing. But anyways, the goal here is, more specifically, right now and in the next couple years, in the next, let's say 24 months, is to find a way to consistently get Sasquatch scat and to use that scat that's recent and new, fresh, so we could derive DNA from it. And all this will come in together with, we take that multiple scat samples, multiple DNA samples, and we're going to do it the way the Skywalker gibbon was discovered. Look up the Skywalker gibbon discovery. The species has been proven to exist scientifically entirely based on its scat. The DNA derived from its scat, because the Skywalker gibbons are so rare that it was unethical to go and take a body, which I love. I thought was amazing. I thought was an enormous step forward. That's a really easy, attainable, short-term goal that we're going to go after big time. Is gathering fresh scat samples, showing that this is an original indigenous species, that, and then showing the relationships. This DNA is from a mother, a father, a daughter, a son, or maybe no relation, but the same species, which is extremely important. Extremely important. So, the discovery of Bigfoot's coming forward. The science is here. We're going to do this. We're going to go fight for this. The cooperation is growing. Come on board, please. Patreon right now. Patreon /Todd Standing, or search Patreon Todd Standing. Any donation amount matters. And let's get this done. Let's move forward, people. Let's do this. We can finish this. I'm really excited about this. So this is where we are with that. So that's the science of Sasquatch for today. Let's get into the next video, which is going to be about a man I worked with for a couple years, boots on the ground, tough as nails, beautiful, honest, amazing guy. I connected him with John Bitternagel. He's got an awesome Sasquatch photograph, so let's get in that next. So here we're gonna have, I guess we'll get some controversy going on here. This Sasquatch photograph, I saw it after, he just showed it to me when I came out and started working with him. There was some criticism about him that was ridiculous and stupid, so I was very happy to meet him and see that he is completely legit. I went on expedition with this gentleman many times. I've eyewitnessed Sasquatch around him, and he's taught me a lot. He's pushed my paradigm. He's taught me new things that I thought were ridiculous about Sasquatch. I'm not gonna name his name. I don't know. He's kind of disappeared, and you might recognize the photograph, and you could look it up and find out more about him. But what I have to say about this man, he's a gentleman. I think the world of him. I've recently reconnected with him. I introduced him to John Bitternagel, and they became really good friends for good reason. John was kept away from him. This is the only time I ever saw John Bitternagel actually get upset. And I mean upset where I remember he gently banged his head on the dash of my truck and his hand on the dash of my truck and said, "Oh goodness, I'm so upset with a particular person." And it was Steenberg or whatever, because he'd been saying that this gentleman that we work with is a hoaxer and a fraud. And so John hadn't worked with him in a long time, which he wishes he had. And when he realized that this person was completely legit, John came out highly skeptical of this man, and I didn't know that he had skeptical feelings about him. And they built a wonderful relationship after, and John really disassociated with Steenberg or whatever the hell his name is. And the guy's bashing me. I don't know. I don't know what his problem is. I think he's a student of Rene de Hinden. So, and Rene was very hard on the PhDs, which I strongly disagree with. I don't think Rene, did he ever see a Sasquatch? So, anyway, let's go back into this photograph. Initially, the photograph isn't great, for sure. It's not a great photograph. And my initial thoughts on it would have been, it looks kind of artificial, but it's, I'd give it, like Survivor Man does with my footage, I'd say 50-50. Even though I know this man's work is legitimate. I know this man has taken me out and showed me a Sasquatch. I've seen Sasquatch around this man. So if this photo is indeed not legitimate, he does legitimate research. So what I'm telling you is, and I'm telling you this, if this photograph isn't real, he faked this photograph, but he does real research. So would you do that? I don't think so. And when you meet the man and you know the man, you bleed with the man, you go on an expedition with the man and you fight for survival and get yourself out there and do this boots on the ground. The man's never lied to me. He's never deceived me. He's never been anything but brutally honest and amazing. So character-wise, just a wonderful, truthful, honest, amazing man. So in my heart, I think this photograph, even though it doesn't look great, I know people are going to be skeptical about it. It looks, the photograph looks quite similar to my video 4, except the individual is darker, which I've seen Sasquatch darker like that. My video 8 is a very black Sasquatch, like this particular one. But I've been out to where he is. The other thing too is, if he did fake this, there really are Sasquatch out in this area where he faked it. So he went into an area where there actually are definitively Sasquatch, and I'm saying this 100.0%. I'm 100% certain that he has legitimate research in this area. I'm 100% certain that where this Sasquatch was filmed, there are Sasquatch. I've seen them there. I know that they're there. Whether the photograph is real or not, I like 50-50 on it. I think when Survivor Man says that about my stuff, people are like, oh, he doesn't believe. You know what? That's pretty amazing for Survivor Man to say that about my stuff. I'm very flattered. He wasn't there. He doesn't know. So what Survivor Man will tell you is the same thing, though. He's certain there's something out there that he can't explain in the area where I filmed Sasquatch. The top of the head of a Sasquatch that he filmed, it's a Sasquatch. I don't know what to tell you. He filmed the top of the head of a Sasquatch in one of his episodes. That's where I filmed my Sasquatch footage. So again, like this gentleman's footage, if I am faking it, I'm faking it in a spot where there really are Sasquatch. And, what do you say about that? But I'm not faking it. It's legit. It's real. And the quality of this photograph is very mediocre at best, and but to me, I mean, I'm telling you, the legitimacy of this person is exceptional, and I have seen Sasquatch dark like that. Something, just a lot of things that look, you know, I know Sasquatch are real, and these things push my paradigms, you know, these things, because it's always such a big deal to have any kind of footage. It's such a big deal. It's unreal that this species exists, even to me that I have knowledge and know this species exists. So I try to be really skeptical, and Jeff Meldrum's taught me that. You got to have some doubt in your mind. You got to be skeptical about certain things, and I agree to a certain extent. You got to be skeptical unless you've been there and you've seen it. You know, what does Jeff Meldrum say about the Sasquatch that he saw? You know, what, 40 yards from where he was standing after he saw myself and my colleague live interacting with a large being in the middle of nowhere. This big, large beast was live interacting, making sounds, and then minutes later he saw an individual cross right in front of him, you know, in the hella middle of nowhere. And you know, Jeff has got to have some doubt in his mind about that. Is he 100%? No. But actually, I'd like to ask him what percentage he is. I think he'd be up in the high 90s, to be honest. Maybe he is 100% with all the other things too that have gone on with what John Bitternagel had to say and what Survivor Man had to say. And knowing John Bitternagel so well as Jeff does, John Bitternagel was firmly convinced I have filmed portraits of the Sasquatch. So, and I'll tell you, John Bitternagel would be firmly convinced that this photograph is legitimate because of what he knows about this researcher, what a good, honest man is, and what a wonderful relationship they had. And what an honor it is for me to have introduced these two great men, to have had them work together and become colleagues as they were in John's lifetime. It just makes me so happy, and that's why I want to continue. I talked about the New Jersey man. I want to introduce him to people in New Jersey. I want to help out. And it's the same thing with with you, perhaps. Can I help you? Is there things I can do to help facilitate you to help us in this discovery? And the answer is probably yes. So send us an email, northbigfoot@gmail.com, or if you've had an encounter of some kind and you have footage or you have some kind of evidence, bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Maybe your footage can come up on one of my episodes, and you know, let's move forward. So I hope you enjoyed the show this week. Thank you to the researcher who will not be named today, who gave me this photograph, and more awesome good news next week. I always do videos unless I'm out on expedition, so thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm doing my Wednesday show this week, most assuredly, my live feed. That's always spectacular and amazing. So every Wednesday when I'm not on expedition, I'll be doing my live feed, live questions, and thank you so much for your support.